welcome back. Today I want to talk about Western and Eastern views of physiology. So the Western and Eastern views of physiology, they agree on the essential fact that the body has to maintain a state of internal equilibrium, and the human body constantly is working on maintaining a state of homeostasis. And that's happening on all levels, such as your body temperature, nutrition concentration, oxygen and carbon dioxide levels, body fluid volume, waste product concentration, and blood pressure. So there's this constant push and pull going on between all these opposing forces as the body adapts and readjusts to that changing internal and external environment. So now let's talk a little bit about Western philosophies. So the Western philosophy divides the body into organ systems, and each organ system has a specific mission, and they perform a coordinated activity. So you could maybe think of the Western model as they zoom right in. And they zoom in with this approach. And what that means is that they understand and explain something first. So they zoom in from that level of that entire organ system. So perhaps some examples to kind of put that into perspective would be your circulatory system, your respiratory system, we have a digestive system, a nervous system, a urinary system, endocrine system, muscular system, skeletal system, reproductive. We have our five senses. We have our skin is a system. It's our largest organ on the body, the lymphatic system. So you're getting the point, right? They also know that these systems function as a unit. So several of the organ systems have to function together to create a homeostatic balance, and they need to be coordinated in their response. However, when some part of your physiology begins to malfunction, right, so you're getting some symptoms, and you go to your primary care doctor, you're referred to a specialist. And that specialist has one dominant area of expertise. It's probably one of those systems that I gave you examples of. When you zoom in and you're a specialist on that one system, it's hard to also hold that wider lens of the big picture of how it fits into the total physiological state. So now let's talk a little bit about the Eastern system. The Eastern system looks at patterns of thought, and it also recognizes the state of the internal physiological balance, and that it's essential and dependent on the interplay of opposing forces. However, yoga traditions think of it more as a zoom out approach. And it tries to see how specific issues fit into the problem or the symptom of that physiological imbalance throughout the entire system. So instead of dividing the organs into systems based on function, they focus on the movement of nourishment through that system. And for the body to be alive and healthy, you need to take nourishment in, things like food, water, experience, and then you need to be able to process it or distribute it or absorb its nutrients, eliminate waste, so that you can heal, you can grow, and you can evolve. So there's this multi-organ system that is being involved in the aspect of every process. So if something malfunctions, the first question is not what organ system is out of balance, but what direction of movement are you having trouble with? And so in yoga, we look at five different energy flows, or that movement of what's happening in the body. There's taking stuff in, processing it, distributing it, eliminating it, and growing from it. And there are these specific currents of energy that guide each one of those movements, directional movements that I just outlined for you. And there are specific strategies that you can employ to facilitate healing. And so that model is called the Panchavayu model. It's effective in understanding and addressing those physiological imbalances. The other models that you might see used to address physiological imbalances would be gunas, doshas, vital essences, chakras, warming and cooling model, excess and deficiency model. And again, if you're not familiar with some of these terms that I'm using, stay tuned. I'll make a little video on each of those so that everybody understands what those are. But the choice of which appropriate model that would be picked in the Eastern viewpoint, it depends on the type of manifested imbalance that that individual is experiencing. So all of these models are non-invasive, they're substance-free, they take into account the whole being, the whole body. They can be used in conjunction with traditional medical treatments, so traditional allopathic treatments. They generally have no side effects, but it does require one thing. It requires a mental shift. It requires a mental shift of leaving the fixing a problem, that fix-it approach, and moving to a restoring balance mindset. So I'm going to say that again. It requires a mental shift from that of a fix-it to that of a restoring balance. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for supporting my life's passion. I really enjoy creating these videos for you. I hope you enjoy learning a little bit more about my life's passion. Until next time.